Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry.
The Chiefs use a dominant second half to pull away from the Commanders by the score of 28-7. Patrick Mahomes tosses 3 touchdown passes in the second half. As you can see the numbers right there. And they win comfortably 28-7. Watching this game, Ocho, I just thought the Commanders squandered too many opportunities in the first half. They had an opportunity, and the ball hits Debo in the face, and Mike Dana intercepts it, and they come up short on a fourth down where he tosses it out of bounds. But I thought they had some really good opportunities in the first half to really apply some pressure. They were doing a great job of getting the ball out quick. I thought Marcus Mariota did a great job, and Cliff Kingsbury did a great job of putting them in situations where they could get the ball out quick, a lot of misdirection, use Mariota's legs a little bit. But when you're on the road and you don't take advantage of opportunities when they're presented for you, when a team gets their rhythm, especially at their home, they're probably going to pull away from you. And, you saw a very uncharacteristic, some turnovers. If you notice, that route was a terrible route by Hollywood Brown. Ocho, how you in the slot? You already got leverage on him. How do you take 2 steps and start looking back for the ball? Even Mahomes went to the sideline and bro. And you notice he disappeared after that, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, it all comes down to being sharp and precise, regardless of what route you run. And you always have to stay friendly to your quarterback and understand.
Yes.
How to not only get open, but continue to create separation to be able to catch any and everything. For Hollywood, as long as he's been playing the game of football, better than that.
Yeah, you can't run the route like that. You got to put pressure on the DB. You got to make him think you're going deep, so he's going to want to get on top of you. If you start back, Ocho, if you take 3 steps and you're looking for the ball, you don't run no go route like that. Who runs a go route like that?
Nah, you're not fooling nobody. You're not going to fool nobody like that.
No. And, I'm sure that was a situation, and then he hits Trav in the head with the ball, and it pops up in there, and B. Wags end up picking that off. Yeah. But I thought once he got it going, guys made play for him. He did a great job of using his legs, sometimes to run his way out of harm's way and sometimes to buy time. You see him hit Rashee Rice on a couple of plays like that. He found for a touchdown. The running back for a touchdown. You see him, Trav. He hit Trav a couple of times after using his legs to buy time. But I thought overall, once they got it going in the second half, they had drives of 90 plus yards, 80 yards, 70 yards, and it really broke the ball game open. Yeah. Because for the first half, Ocho, I thought the Commanders' defense did a great job on him.
Listen, they did a phenomenal job on him. Listen, whether they played zone or whether they played man, they added pressure and they played a really good game. The one thing I don't like about the first half of the Commanders, and the Chiefs are one of the few teams that when they turn the ball over, Commanders have to capitalize. You got to make them pay. You got to make them pay, because at whatever point the Chiefs catch that momentum and find their rhythm, you want to stretch that lead as far as possible to make the game a little easier, make it a little more difficult for them, to almost into a point, to a sense, you got to make them damn near one-dimensional, where they don't have a choice what to throw to get themselves back in the game.
Right.
But the game was too close. Once they caught fire and Mahomes started processing that information a little faster, y'all playing zone? Well, hell, I'm finna be surgical.
Yeah.
I'll find every hole, because every time there's a defensive play called, there's always a hole. And Mahomes knew exactly where to go with the ball every goddamn time. Those plays where the defense actually called the right play, okay, you got me this time, but I'm gonna beat you with my legs. Then he go beat you with his goddamn legs. So
I think, and you're right about that, especially when you're on the road. When you're on the road, you try to keep the crowd out of the game as long as you possibly can. As long as they're not cheering, as long as they're sitting on their hands at the edge of their seat and they're nervous, you're winning. Yeah. But when you get those opportunities, because the momentum is going to swing. If you look at the first half, the Commanders had the momentum. Now, what happened is that in the second half, the Chiefs got the momentum. And when they got the momentum, it went 14-7, 21-7, 28-7 in the blink of an eye, and the game's over.
Hey, it was a wrap. And they scored what? Three straight possessions?
Three straight possessions. Then they ran the ball, ran the clock down late in the ball. Or they could have, I'm surprised they didn't, But I just thought they did a great job. They were really, really balanced, Ocho.
Yes.
You look at it, targets, Travis Kelce had 8 targets. Rasheed Rice had 9 targets. Xavier Worthy had 7 targets. And you had 6 catches, 9 catches, 5 catches. So you saw what they was doing. He bought time and found Juju on a couple of routes. He bought time with his legs and found Kareem Hunt in the end zone with his legs. He's done a great job as he's gotten older. He's doing more and more with his legs. He will run. But he's really looking to buy time and hope somebody comes open. And that's what makes him so dangerous. You don't want to blitz him because he will he will jump out the window on you and take off running, but he's also looking. He's constantly trying to process information. Can I throw this ball over their head? Is there a gap somewhere I can fit this ball in to get me 10, 15, 20 yards down the field and pick up a first down? But I thought they ran the ball well. You look at Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco, what they did, running the football, 12 carries, 58 yards, 9 carries, 40 yards. Mahomes had 4 carries for 30 yards, 30 rush attempts, 148 yards. So basically almost 5 yards a carry. That's good enough to win. Very balanced. Mahomes had 299 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. He was sacked 3 times. I thought Martin did a great job of putting pressure on him. They did a great job of forcing him out of the pockets. But when you get there, you got to get him on the ground. Yeah. I don't know what that last sex. I don't know what he was. He saw Mahomes, gave himself up, and then you still gonna throw him down right there in front of the referee, and you don't think he's gonna throw a flag?
That's frustration. That's all frustration. That's all frustration at that point. And y'all obviously, okay, I can't hit him all game. We haven't been able to get to him all game. He's been getting out the pocket, extending plays. You know what? I finally got a hold of him. I'm gonna give him a little extra. Yeah. I'm gonna give him that extra just to let him know I'm here. And it didn't matter at that point.
No. And when you look at it, Ocho, I think they didn't run the ball nearly as much as they needed to. Because now all of a sudden the pressure started to get into Mariota. He had 8 rushes, 28 yards. Koski Merritt had 9 for 25 yards. That's not enough. And it looks like McLaurin might have nicked that groin or that hamstring again because he ended up coming out. I thought he made some great plays. Hell, I thought Debo was a catch right there at the pylon. And then I was looking at it like, man, that's a catch by McLaurin in the end zone. That was a touchdown. Now, I don't necessarily know if I was an official, Ocho, I would have overruled because I couldn't see that right leg, the inside leg. Did it hit down out of bounds? He did get the elbow down. And you look at the left leg didn't come down yet. But where was that right leg? There was never a clear view of where I could see what his right leg was doing. Right. So I probably wouldn't have overruled it, but even in real time, I thought those were catches with Debo and McLaurin. Hey, but that was a situation. I'm sure they said, "Oh, that's the Chiefs getting home cooking." The Chiefs getting home cooking.
Hey, wait, listen. I'm not saying the refs are cheating, but they was cooking.
I think the thing is, Ocho, if you go back and look at it, a lot of them were out of position. Like that catch on the sideline, there weren't really no officials right there in the vicinity. So you got to be in better position. Now they were looking at McLaurin when he was in the end zone, and they're trying to see. But you want to get there as close as you possibly can because you got a really hard job. Is his feet, and does he hold on to the ball? If I look at where he catches the ball, I can't pay attention to his feet. So they really have a hard job, and that's really the job of 2 people. Yeah. That's why you always see him check. What'd you get? Was he out of bounds back there? Nah, he didn't step out. Okay, he touched the pylon, is good. So that is a 2-man job, but the guys got to be in position. The guys, the women and the men, they need to be in better position to make sure they're on top of those calls so they can get it right. But it's a tough situation, and it's only going to get worse. Since the implement of gambling and what we're starting to find out now, people are going, now is really going to ratchet up. It's really going to ramp up and say, see, I told you, I knew it all along. Hey, man, you can't fool me. How team play like this one week, and then the next week they act like they ain't never seen foot or a ball.
Yeah, and this is the funny thing about it. Now, people can say what they want to say. You can say the ref cheated. You can say that they didn't. But you understand when you have a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes, it gives you a favorable chance to win any matchup.
Yes.
Favorable chance to win any game. Obviously, there was some turnovers early in this game. The Commanders did what they needed to do to capitalize on those turnovers, and you saw what happened. And it's funny how the conversation about the Kansas City Chiefs had changed as the weeks have gone on. First, They washed. They're not the same as they used to be. The receivers are playing bad. In the first 2 weeks, they started 0-2, which they haven't done before, to now looking like the Kansas City Chiefs of old. And it was only a matter of time. It was only a matter of time of players getting back healthy. Rashee Rice coming off of suspension. Hollywood Brown being in. Travis Kelce actually getting back to form and getting with them now they hitting on all cylinders, and we still haven't even seen probably the best Kansas City Chiefs team we can see just yet.
I'm just trying to figure out what happened to Tyquan Thornton. How does a guy be that involved? And I understand Rashee Rice coming back. Right. I get that, Ocho, but when a guy puts up that kind of numbers, you've got to find a way to get him on the field.
They got so many options.
Look, it's hard for you to convince me that Hollywood Brown is better than Tyquan Thornton based on what we've seen this year.
Yeah.
I'm not saying what he was when he was in Baltimore or what the year that he had in Arizona. I'm talking about right now, based on what you saw. Hollywood Brown was in there and Tyquan Thornton was in there. When Rashee Rice wasn't, Tyquan Thornton was their best receiver.
Yeah, he was making some plays. He was making some making catches, short needed, especially deep balls when it was needed and it mattered most. And I knew they were going to play like this. I understood that. That's why when we had him on the show and I said, listen, once that door opens for you, make sure you put your foot in there, cross it, and close the door behind you. Because this is the type of game that they play when it comes to business. When it comes to business, those that have already been paid, those who are making top dollar, they're going to see the field first.
I get that with Rashee Rice. I get that with Rashee Rice because he is their best receiver, Ocho. We saw the maturation when he came in as a rookie, and he got better and better and better and better. And as the year, he was clear-cut. He was the number one receiver.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, had some issues. I think he got nicked, and he got that situation, got himself off field, got that behind him, got that issue resolved. But I'm looking like, damn, you mean to tell me this man can't get on the field and get 10 plays, he can't get one target, he can't get 2 targets now, Ocho, after doing what he's done in the absence of Rashee Rice? Look, we're not trying to start no conflict, but I think everybody in Kansas City, and I think people that watch the game, follow the game, study the game, you're like, hold on, how does a man go from playing that well to not even getting in the game, barely getting in the game, not getting any targets?
In a sense, I'm not even upset. In a sense, I'm not even upset because I understand the doors with the way he played when everyone else was out, when Hollywood Brown wasn't there, when
Hollywood was there.
No. When he wasn't there, Hollywood wasn't there yet. He was hurt.
Where was he at? Not this year.
Wasn't he hurt early on when Tyquan kept making all those plays, making those catches?
Hollywood was in there. It was Hollywood, Xavier Worthy, and Tyquan.
Nah. Somebody was missing. Somebody was missing from the equation. But
Rashee Rice was missing.
Okay. Either way, Tyquan Thornton was arguably easily based on what we were seeing.
Yes, that's all I'm saying.
But this is the only thing. This is the thing I like is you've already put it on film. Now you already put it on film. What you can do when you're actually put in position to make those plays. So that door and the opportunity to play somewhere else where they will probably use him and his skill set that he does have with that kind of speed, it's going to pay off. It's not going to pay off where he is now because obviously they don't appreciate what he was able to do because you have too many other options. You got too many other options.
And maybe it's a situation, Ocho. Maybe he's nicked. Maybe there's something going on that you and I don't know about.
Ain't nothing wrong with him. Ain't nothing wrong with him.
Ocho just try Ocho scenarios out there, bro. Damn.
You know the game them folks play. You know the game they play. Hold on. Hey, I'm sitting here. I gotta grab this chair. I'm sitting here on my suitcase. Hey, look what I'm sitting on. You heard me? Look.
Yeah. Lord have mercy.
It hurt my butt.
Yeah. See. Yeah, Xavier, think about it, Ocho. Xavier Worthy was injured and now Hollywood was there.
Okay, that's what I meant. That's what I knew it was one of them. I knew it was one of them. I knew it was one of them. So it was Xavier. That's right. What it was. But Tyquan, but
maybe it's a situation, Ocho, where T plays the same position as Worthy. Hollywood plays a different position.
Right.
Because you got 2 speed guys. So maybe that's the situation. But I was trying to figure out, like, well, damn, how he go from being so productive to damn near inactive?
Yeah, that's crazy. Now I've seen it so many times. I've seen it so many times, which is why I don't want to say the wrong thing, because they are winning. But when you
Yes.
have a team like that where they can plug and play different players in different positions, and because you have Patrick Mahomes, it's going to always work regardless to who you put out there. I mean, it's hard to argue the fact, It's real hard to argue the fact.
And then Juju is so versatile. Juju blocked. Juju make the tough catches over the middle. He understands. He doesn't miss hot reads. And that situation where they run the fake, I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, Noah, why would you run a 7 route? Bro, you just try to score a touchdown. Don't run that in the angle. Get that up the field. I'm like, guys, do y'all, I don't get it. I ain't trying. I'm trying. If I got the defense fooled and the linebacker is trailing me from the inside, I'm not trying to get a 20-yard completion. I'm trying to get a 40-yard touchdown. and you see how Mahomes threw the ball. Mahomes threw him up the field because B. Wags was trailing on the inside. Yeah. He was like, he wanted to catch it and get tackled out of bounds. No, bro, take that up the field.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was set up like that. Maybe it was, to be a 20-yard completion and not a 40-yard touchdown. But that's like, the way we ran around, like, look, if somebody's over the top, you flat it off. If somebody's in the trail, you keep it high.
Right. Yeah.